Hello YouTube, this is Hunter Surge. We have another day of Moonrise reveals, no creator boxes, so it's just going to be the official video. Once again, we are kind of talking about non-lunar stuff, but not really. It's still very much lunar stuff. It's water time. We are getting like the rest of the stuff involved with the Rock and Hard Place deck, as well as Tsunami High Tide, a card that we briefly talked about before, because we speculated about before what it could be doing, because we'd seen the title Tsunami teased in a short before. So let's talk about it. First up, we have, of course, the new arts for Drake King and Drake Kid. Very cool. Then from there, we have, new water Elestrals, Snark. This thing's really good. 3/3 water. So it will not be negatively affected by Galaxy, which is very nice. When you cast this Snark, you can search your deck for a card with enchantment cost Water Lunar and add to your hand. So this is really good. So before we even get to it, remember that when we saw Tsunami High Tide before, we saw the water. We saw on this side, we saw the lunar coloring, and on this side we saw the water coloring. So we know it's a water lunar card, so it's probably a water lunar cost, which means it's searchable by this. You can also search Drake King with this, so that you can set up, say, Tad Puff into Drake King, or Gloombat into Drake King. You can search Rock in a Hard Place, so that your Drake Kids and Eddies can special ascend. You can search for, there's also one other card you can search for with this. So there's a lot of decent search targets for this card. And when one of them is a Tsunami, that's pretty good. And we're going to get into that Tsunami in a bit, but like it is a very solid card. And it being searchable is very, very, very nice. Okay, so let's continue. Then we have Snark's Ascension, Joblin, which is a water lunar. It is an 8/4. You can expend a water in order to change the position of an Elestral that is not water enchanted. That is very strong. Very powerful effect. Means that it's going to be able to run over just about anything. Even a Law of 3 cost, it's going to be able to run over, which is crazy good. It's non-targeting, so it won't be protected against by many things. It's just very, very nice. And in addition to that, when one or more Elestrals change their positions, you can draw a card. So for one, I'm pretty sure this triggers when you change position by battle by a game mechanics. I'm pretty sure that still triggers this. It doesn't say anything about it having to be by an effect. And like, it's not like they were constrained for space or only at 4 lines here. They have not even gotten to their last line of allowed text. So I'm pretty sure that's how that works. And if so, that's insane. This is a crazy good draw engine, as well as just being able to challenge literally anything that ever comes onto the board, which is, wow, really, really good. Really nice. This is a really good card. And the fact that it's searchable too, and you can go into it with either Gloombat or Tad Puff if you continue to do those play lines, that's really strong. This card seems really, really good. And then we have one last card. We have Tsunami High Tide, which is, of course, a water lunar. This is an Invoke. I misread this card when I looked at it the first time. I thought this was Counter Rune. Well, my evaluation of this card is about to massively change. That's really unfortunate. I thought this was a Counter Rune. So you change the position of up to 2 Elestrals, and then you may enchant a lunar or water from your underworld to your field. If this was a counter, this would be crazy good, because you're effectively only paying 1 for it, because you get to re-enchant, and you can spend that on a later Invoke or counter. As is, it's like okay. Like it's probably something you would run in this deck because you can just run at 1 copy and it's searchable, so it's like whatever. But it being an Invoke really kills the card, to be honest. At least it doesn't care about care about what it's enchanted with. It is, like, end of the day, it is still effectively just 1 cost and it is searchable. So, like, it has some playability because of that. But, like, it's not incredible. Also, looking at the set code on this one, 88, that seems like we're probably going to go to, like, around 90, accounting for all the other non-lunar runes. So that's pretty cool. Makes sense that they would just make the set bigger to fit in the lunar phases. Like, that just tracks. That just tracks. Because you have to, there's a bunch of lunar phases, you gotta fit them all in. Okay, we'll just make the set a bit bigger so that we can fit everything. Yeah, that works. Yeah, this is much worse than when I first read it because I assumed it was counter. Yeah, this is still okay. I genuinely just thought this was, just change the positions of up to 2 Elestrals, counter rune, searchable. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Well, that said, giving searchability to the Rock and a Hard Place deck is still a really big deal, and Joblin is a really good Ascension. I'm really impressed by this card. Like, this is just going to be able to continuously challenge anything it runs up against. And it's going to draw you so many cards. You will generate so much card advantage off this card. It's insane. It's crazy how much card advantage you'll be able to generate off this card. In fact, there might be a very strong argument to just ditching the Rock and a Hard Place stuff completely, and just going, okay, I'm gonna search my Draking or my Joblin directly, and I'm just gonna hard ascend into one of them, and that's just gonna be the game plan. Like, that seems solid enough. Like, I think there's like a decent argument that you don't even need the Rock and a Hard Place stuff anymore, because you can just go like, yeah, you can just like keep a body on the board. You searched for Draking, and now you just snap it on the board, or you go into Joblin, and you just start drawing a billion cards and challenging everything on the board. And this is going to run away with the game in a very similar way to Draking. This one is going to do it by drawing you 5 billion cards, which is still real good. But yeah, these reveals are pretty cool. Joblin and Snark seem really, really good cards, really solid. And Tsunami probably has a place by nature of being a searchable card. It does have some nice application with like receivers, so that's all right. But it's not like the craziest card in the world. But it's cool stuff. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. With that said, this is Hunter Surge signing off.